Want quick sales? Let me show you the trending niches and phrases on Amazon merch this week. Alright, so let's start with trend number 1. And of course it's the 6-7 t-shirts. How should it be different? And by the way, I found all of these trending t-shirts and niches with the help of Flying Research. But I'm going to show you the results on Amazon.com together with the Product Star plugin. So I just entered 6-7 shirt on Amazon. And as you can see on this number right here, we get a total of over 78,000 t-shirts. So let's scroll through the results. Now you may be asking, wow, that's a really high number of t-shirts. But here's my take. This trend is really popular right now. And there's still chances to get into that niche. Why? Well, because of cross-niching. For example, if we just take a look at this shirt right here, it only has the 6 and 7 with these typical hands. And that's what I would call a very basic 6-7 t-shirt. But if we just take a look at the other t-shirts in this row, we can see that this one is cross-niching with the Christmas niche, just like the third one right here. And these two are cross-niching with the 100 Days of School niche. So take this 6-7 trend, which is really hot right now, and cross-niche it with other niches. And I'm pretty sure the competition gets smaller and smaller. And since this trend is really hot, and I mean really hot, you will see that if you just take a look at the bestsellers on Amazon merch right now. These are basically full of 6-7 t-shirts. So if you take the idea 6-7 and cross-niche it with other niches, do your research based on that, on these sub-niches, and I'm pretty sure you can create trending sellers. So let's quickly take a look at the other t-shirts. Yeah, we got some more generic ones like these ones. We got the 100 Days of School one, and we got the Italian Brainwort t-shirt. So this one even combines two trends. And these t-shirts all have a really nice BSR. Well, maybe except for this one. But let's take a look at the other t-shirts. Some more Christmas t-shirts, some more 100 Days of School 6-7 t-shirts. And you got this one in the reading or book niche. Let's check out some more. Yeah, some more generic ones, but these BSRs are just awesome. So I wouldn't do these generic 6-7 t-shirts, but cross-niche the 6-7 idea with other sub-niches or trends. In my opinion, there's still a massive potential. Okay, trend number 2. We got this funny self-ironic phrase, my therapist gave up. And you can see the results right here. We got only 3,000 results. And let's take a look at the t-shirts. Yeah, we got some great BSRs, as you can see right here. And these t-shirts look really plain and simple. So there could be a massive potential to stand out with the same phrase, but with awesome looking designs. Yeah, the only t-shirt that's standing out is this one with the smiley. Let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, this one stands out a bit. And this one right here with this brain and the flag. Let's check out the other ones. Yeah, we got some more plain and simple ones, but this one stands out. Well, let's make this a bit bigger for you. Okay, here we go. You got the retro vintage sunset style together with this big phrase. And it looks really nice. Now let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, we got basically the same ones again. Now we are starting to get other phrases. Yeah, some other phrases. Well, actually, let's go up. And let's put this phrase into quotation marks. Now, if you just enter this phrase into the Amazon search mask, you can see all these results right here. And that's a good sign, because that shows us that the demand is really high in that niche. So let's put this phrase into quotation marks and just enter shirt. Here we go. Okay, we got basically the same total number of products and basically the same results. Yeah, okay. But as you can see on these results, there's a massive potential to stand out with your design. Most of these designs are just plain and simple. So yeah, it's literally just a phrase on a t-shirt. So you can already just stand out by adding a nice graphic to it. Or you can also try to give this phrase a nice little twist. Okay, so the next trending niche is 0% liberal. Just entered 0% liberal shirt into Amazon.com. And always make sure you got the American zip code right here. And we get about 2,400 products for this keyword. Now let's take a look at the results. Yeah, we got nice BSRs on these t-shirts. Now just like the niche before, these designs are just plain simple, maybe except for this one. So there's basically the same potential, just like the phrase before. But let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, here we go. We got the American flag. We got a twist on this phrase. So this one says 100% American, 0% liberal. Here we got the American flag. We got reviews, we got nice BSRs, so that's awesome. And we got some more plain simple ones. So I would definitely try some ideas from the patriotic niche, like the USA flag or guns. Yeah, we got a lot of reviews on these t-shirts, which is really a really good sign. Let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, guns and the flag. And this one is quite funny. So when you do the research like this on the American marketplace, you will always see some t-shirts that are not related to the phrase that you just entered, but it really helps to get some more ideas. Like this phrase, for example. Now let's see some more. Yeah, basically the same ideas. Now here's trending niche number 4. Our team slays. So for this phrase we only got 1420 results. Now let's take a look at the results. And as you can see, these are Christmas t-shirts as we are heading into Christmas. So you got the red and green color, you got the Santa Claus. Well, not really Santa Claus, but a sleigh and the reindeers. Now let's take a look at the other ones. This one stands out from the results. But our is a bit too small for my taste. But mostly we got awesome BSRs for that niche. Now let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, you got this white one right here that also stands out because of the color. Now the other ones are quite similar. Let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, we got some more other phrases. And basically the same designs all over again. So there's also quite a good potential to establish your own unique ideas. For example, try a big graphic of Santa in a sleigh or a big graphic element of reindeers. Just be creative and try to stand out. So here we got niche number 5. Let me read it out loud. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer and Bourbon. Yep, that's just what it says. So for this phrase we only got 640 results. Now let's take a look at the results. Actually the phrase says Bourbon 3 times. And yeah, I still don't really understand this phrase. If you do, please let me know down in the comments. Now for example, this design right here on the right is really simple. Basically just the words. And we already got a really nice BSR. And as I'm filming this video, it was just uploaded 5 days ago. So that's amazing. Let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, we got some more of these. Okay, this one looks really ugly. It says, or however the song goes. Maybe it's based on a song. And of course, as we have this type of alcohol in the phrase, don't check the kids' t-shirts for this one. And we got some more right here, which are basically the same idea. Okay, this one is really ugly, but it still sells. Okay. And we got some more better looking designs. Now these two have a good BSR. But the phrase is a bit different with some different types of alcohol. And these were uploaded 4 years ago. Trending niche number 6. I'm not a good wiper. Well, I'm talking about the phrase, of course. So for this phrase we only got about 1100 results, which is amazing. Now let's take a look at these results. Now we got some t-shirts with the BSR and some reviews. And if you want to go deeper into that niche, no pun intended, you can use the keywords inappropriate humor or embarrassing humor. You will find some more phrases like this, which are oftentimes in this whimsical graphic style or the screwy font. But let's first take a look at these results right here. Yeah, here we go. You get this funny unicorn. That's quite a good twist. Then we get this toilet paper in the cartoon style. Now let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, some more toilet paper. But we mostly got an awesome BSR. And these are priced at $19.99. Now let's see the other ones. Yeah, some more toilet paper. Yeah, that's what I mean by these other phrases. 0 days since I last pooped myself. Who doesn't relate to that? And we got some more toilet paper rolls and a unicorn. And you got this groovy font right here, which I was talking about. Now let's see the other results. Yeah, these are basically all the same idea. So there's still a high potential to stand out with unique ideas. So instead of using a unicorn, use a flamingo instead. Or why not Santa Claus? Or Santa Claus reindeer. So here's niche number 7. Fish around and find trout. And obviously we're in the fishing niche. For this phrase we got about 3000 results. So let's take a look at them. Yeah, we got some nice BSRs, some reviews. And that's exactly what we want. Now, trout is this type of fish. So if you're using this specific phrase, don't use a different type of fish. Now, these are basically all the same idea. Fish in the middle and phrase around it. These two added the vintage sunset. Now let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, quite basic. This one added the American flag and the design is way too dark on a black shirt. Can you see that? Yeah, no, same idea. Fish in the middle, phrase around it. Let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, basically the same. And the next ones, yeah, vintage sunset again. So there's your chance to stand out. Just give this design idea a twist, whether it's a phrase or the graphic itself. I would also take some inspiration from the bigger niche. And yeah, in that case, it would be the fishing niche. Just take a look at the bestsellers in the fishing niche and see if you can adapt some ideas to this phrase. But as you can see, there's a high potential to stand out. And as you can see on these BSRs and the reviews, there's a high demand in that niche. As we scroll up, and yeah, here we go. If you see the search bar popping out like this, then that's a really good sign, because that just means there's a really high demand. So here's trending niche number 8. Greetings, Huzz. I don't even know what that means. I guess I'm just too old for that. But either way, we only got 688 results for that phrase. So let's take a look at the results. Yeah, we got awesome BSRs right here. We got reviews, which is great. And these t-shirts show this cat with this hat. And it's holding a lollipop. And it's in this bootleg style. Yeah, Gen Z brainword memes. What else could it be? But hey, if it makes sales. Here we got some more other cats. Let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, these are basically all in this bootleg style. Now instead of the cat, we got this wolf. So that's a nice twist on the shirt. Now let's take a look at the other results. Yeah, basically the same. The group of cats again. The cat in the hat. But here we got a different cat. And I don't even know what that is. Yeah, interesting. And we get basically the same ideas again. But as you can see, these are selling. Yeah, we get the same ideas again. So there's your potential again. Instead of the cat, use a different animal. And I'm really not a brainword expert, but you may research some other types of animals that would fit this niche. Niche number 9. And of course we have to continue with the brainword. It's the phrase fee calling. Fee calling. Yeah, that's actually not a typo. So for this phrase we got 4,500 results. And let's take a look at the results. Yeah, I guess that's a joke. It's fish misspelled, so it just reads fee. I'm definitely too old for that type of humor. But hey, who am I to judge? BSRs don't lie. We got some awesome ones right here and here on the right. And this one says 100 plus bought in past month. So that's just awesome. And these are really, really simple. So it's basically just this phone template with this fish in the middle. And the phrase says fee calling. It's as simple as it gets. So let's see the other results. Yeah, basically the same. But just take a look at the BSRs. These are awesome. Now let's see the other ones. Yeah, same template. And the other ones. Yeah. Okay, we got some twists right here. This one says carefee. So that's a typo of catfish. Yeah, we got the cat head and the fish body. And this one on the right says shrimp calling. Yeah, what should I say? Sales don't lie. And we got basically the same ideas. And this one only says fee. You got the fish on top of these shoes. And it says 200 plus bought in past month. And it's got a really awesome BSR. So there you go, you know what to do. Niche number 10. I have to say weird stuff or I'll die. Okay, that's quite funny. So we got about 3,000 results for that phrase. Now let's take a look at the results. Yeah, we got some awesome BSRs. And basically we got this frog in the middle that's mostly holding a coffee cup, except for this one. And then we get the phrase under this graphic. Now let's take a look at the other ones. Yeah, quite similar. This one's got the red Winchit sunset style, but we got awesome BSRs. Now let's see the other ones. Yeah, basically the same ones, except for this one. This one doesn't have the frog. And the other ones, yeah. Yeah, we got some more twists. This frog looks like a knight, and this frog is meditating. And yeah, now they are repeating, but still selling. Let's see the other ones. Yeah, frog, ghost, frog, frog. This one's got nothing to do with the phrase. And the other ones, yeah. Okay, we got the first design with a different animal. And that's what I would do. Just take a different animal that's holding a coffee cup. And you don't even have to change the phrase. Which I wouldn't do because, as you can see right here, there's a high demand for that phrase. Okay, we got ones that specifically want a frog on it, but this one also says rabbit, and I haven't seen a design with the rabbit yet. So remember, when you see these suggestions, then that's a really, really good sign. Want to find trends like these by yourself? Then check out this video right here.